Look, there's no integrity. Everybody knows I can fuck already. Everybody knows. I complained to IGA the other day. I said I hear that this is the what do you call it? The manager of a monitor were in trouble. Let me tell you, Shehu, that's nothing I've not passed through. That's nothing they've not done to me. Yes, it's correct. What have they not done to me? Let me tell you, I set up a committee and indicted Akin Fakorede.
There is big tension in Rivers State as I'm speaking to you because the president has given the order. He said the governors are the leaders of every state in Nigeria. He said the lawmakers and other politicians in every state don't have the power that the governors have. And with this now, Wike is angry. He's telling Tinubu, he said, no, you cannot give this rule and this law that then him himself has the upper hand than Fubara. But Fubara is saying no, I have the power. Tinubu is saying Fubara has the power to, fix whichever politician he wants in any position. What is your take as regards Wike angry with this, current, rules in Nigeria or law in Nigeria?
Thank you for having me. I'm gonna tell you that looking at what you have on the screen, just as the president made it emphatically clear that the lawmakers should go and meet their respective governors, that the governors are the leaders of the party in their respective states, that they are the ones that will determine the fate of the lawmakers, and by extension the governors who are seeking return ticket are going to have upper hand, because definitely they are already leaders of the party in their respective states. And for me, this did not come to me with a surprise, because before now we have seen so many signals that point to this. Do not forget that we saw the national chairman of APC, Iwada, who at some point made it very clear that Fubara is the leader of APC in Rivers State. And before he even said this, we only saw a situation where the national secretary of APC, talking about Bashiru, was emphatic that Fubara is the leader of APC in Rivers State. At that time, he was even having issues with Wike. Where he even told Wike that he should resign from what he call obsession for Rivers State politics. And we only had a situation where when the likes of Nuhu Ribadu, talking about the national security advisor and some other federal personalities visited Rivers State on behalf of the president, they acknowledge that Fubara is doing excellently well. So for me, it didn't come to me with a surprise, because this did not start until we saw a rift between Wike himself and the camp of the governor of Imo State, talking about the man Uzodimma, who of course is the leader and chairman of APC Governors Forum. This man, it was reported that Wike was not an ambition to push the current factional secretary of PDP, who is from Imo State, to APC to go and contest under APC as a way of projecting somebody that was succeed Uzodimma. It was reported that Uzodimma was not comfortable with this, that the likes of Uzodimma were those that encouraged Fubara to return to APC, to decamp to APC, with a promise that they will help him to secure the return ticket. I think that is likely what is playing out, because obviously you cannot wish away the influence of a whole chairman of APC Governor Forum, because
they're saying no, this will not happen over his dead body.
That is where the problem lies, because even before now, some people have asked Wike, are you a member of APC? Well, obviously he's not a member of APC. So hence the governors have been recognized as the leader of APC in their respective states. There's nothing Wike can do about it. The only thing is, Wike may want to go and test the popularity of the candidates from another political party, maybe PDP, but ultimately, with the tsunami, Fubara's candidacy will erupt in Rivers State. I don't think whoever comes out of PDP can defeat him, because this is a man who is enjoying the support from both sides. Because before now, those of the PDP were his support. Now he now have APC members supporting him, and he have the blessing of the president. Whether we like it or not, he's enjoying support from the grassroots and even from the powers that be. So for me, this is like a turning point and a defining moment in the politics of River State, because before now, someone like me have already predicted it, that when it comes to the primary election, that when it comes to election of River State to determine who will become the governor, that by the time the leadership of the party will be meeting to determine who becomes the governor, or rather whether Fubara will return, that a weekend will not be there. And I think that's what is playing out, because it has come to the point where the leadership of the party want to take a decision. And do not forget that in the constitution, or rather the electoral act, section 84 is very clear that you can only use consensus or perhaps maybe direct primary. And if you are going for consensus, it will favor the man Fubara. If you are, because he's not the leader of the party. If you are going for the other one, direct primary, because you have the support base of the grassroots, where all carry members of the party will fall out to vote, it will favor him. So for me, this is like a surprise to many, but for me, it is not surprising because I envisaged it. I knew I've been sure that this is going to happen, because APC always had this tradition that if you are a first-time governor, you are seeking the election, they always give you the right of fair refusal. And I want to believe that that right of fair refusal is what is going to be extended to Fubara and any other APC first-time governor, because it is, we have not seen it happen elsewhere, where a sitting governor who want to recontest other APC is denied the right of fair refusal. Apart from what happened in Lagos State the other time that happened to Ambode. So for me, judging from precedence, is understandable that a Fubara is going to triumph over a Wike who is going.
But if it goes like this, do you not think there might be another tsunami in Rivers State, just like what we saw before Tinubu suspended Fubara? Do you not think another tsunami where the fans of Wike and Fubara will start to clash with each other?
The tsunami we are going to see, or that would have erupted, is if it did not go the way of Fubara, because we are looking at who is he that have the support of the masses. Of course, the man Fubara is the one that have the support of the masses. So if the tide is against him, that is why you can see a revolt, maybe a protest vote. But this time around, the tide are working in his favor, because number one, he is the governor of that state, and the decision of the party, not just the party, decision of the leader of the party, talking about the president himself, because the constitution of APC is very clear that if you are the president, you are the president and the leader of the party. So the decision of the leader of the party is in favor of him. Well, Tinubu made it very clear that Fabio, Abbas, all the senators, all the House rep members went to Tinubu to tell him, give us automatic ticket. You can see that on the screen. He said, no, go back to your governors. Who will determine your fate? So for me, Fubara is coasting home to victory.
It's coasting home to victory. Okay, but if the leadership of the APC forum, if they are saying that Fubara is our person, and Wike is saying no, we don't want Fubara as the incoming governor or seeking re-election as, you know, coming for a second term, just like do you not think this will cause problem between Tinubu and Wike now? Because we saw this play out in Ogun State, where, you know, the party wanted Dapo, but Amosu said no, that Dapo was not the candidate that he wanted. Do you not think this will cause rift between Tinubu and Wike?
The problem now is, one, Wike is not a member of APC. So by the time they are taking decisions that will affect who becomes the candidate of the party in Rivers State, he's not there. And at various forum, the important persons from even the APC have come out to say the leader of the party in the state is the governor. The one that sealed it is this one that is coming from the president, where he told Abado to his face, told Abba, the speaker of House of Rep, to his face, go and meet your governors. You cannot deny the fact that Fubara is not the governor of Rivers State. So he said, go and meet your governors, who will determine who is the candidate in any capacity from a state. So I think for me it's very clear, and I think this is like a lesson to everybody that power is transient, is ephemeral in nature, is not permanent, because whether we like it or not, the power anybody parades, the most time you can spend in office is 8 years, and after that certainly there will be election that will determine whether someone else will enter that office. So for me, I think let any other person who is seeking to become a political godfather think twice. Because I want to tell you that the issue of political godfatherism in Nigeria is not what will help us to grow this democracy. I know that in the time past we had the Adedubus of Ibadan, the strong one of, regarded as the strong one of Ibadan politics. We used to have the Saraki of Kwara State. These are men who decided the fate of their state and their party at different points in time in the annals of Nigerian political history, particularly since this nascent democracy. But for now, they are nowhere to be found. So that is why when somebody is taking up, or rather thinking of becoming a political leader, to the extent of subjugating everyone and thinking that you are the only one that will control everybody, you should think twice. But for me, I think if Fubara eventually triumph, just as we are looking at, it is going to send a serious signal to all his opponents.
Okay, but do you not think if Wike decide not to assist Tinubu, because a lot of people are saying Tinubu, the PDP might choose Tinubu as their candidate, back Tinubu as the president, for 2027, that PDP might not produce any presidential candidate. But with that, with what Tinubu is saying now, do you think Wike will finally support Tinubu with what Tinubu is currently trying to impose presently?
The way it is, Wike have no option. He's definitely going to support the president, though he has said it in the past. But if you look at the new electoral acts, it's somehow compelling other political parties to work for the ruling party, because even if you say he's going to work against the president, who is the candidate that is strong enough that PDP will feed, that will challenge the Tinubu? The only strong and heavy candidates or aspirants or likely candidates are the likes of Atiku and Obi, and these people are no longer in PDP. As we speak, they are in ADC, African Democratic Congress. So I do not see any scenario where the man Wike will pull a storm in working against Tinubu. It doesn't matter how you feel dissatisfied. Do not forget that his job is at stake. Because this is a man who is under Tinubu as the Minister of FCT, and he will be working as seriously to ensure that if Tinubu returns to office, he will still maintain that position.
Still maintain position.
Yes.
Thank you.